Hi friends, my name is Deepak. I'll be starting a Java series focusing on core Java. So the very first thing which we'll be looking forward is identifiers. So what's an identifier? Identifier is a name in Java. It can be a name of a class or method, a label or a name of variable. Over here I have an example which has the class name as test. This is a method which has a name called main, and here is a variable which I have declared and the variable name is x. So x, main and test, these three things inside this program are identifiers. So in the upper line, as we have already seen, anything which is a name is called an identifier in Java. It can be a name of a class, it can be a name of a method, it can be a name of a variable, it can be a label. So identifier is basically this thing, but there are certain rules while declaring an identifier, so we'll be looking at it now. So the only allowed characters, apart from these characters, if you give any other character, it will throw an error. Small a to small z, capital A to capital Z, digits 0 to 9, an underscore and a dollar sign. Apart from it, if you declare an identifier with any other character, if you are declaring an identifier and apart from these characters, if there is anything else, it will throw an error. So an identifier cannot start with a digit. It means integer int 3 where is not allowed. It is starting with a digit, so compiler will give you a message stating starts with a digit and identifier cannot start with a digit. And the third one is identifiers are case sensitive, which means int small I and int capital I can be used in the same program, in the same scope, because these are two different things and two different variables and two different identifiers rather for Java. So these are case sensitive, so take advantage of it, but not recommended sometimes. There is no length limit. It means the variable name or an identifier name can be can be of any length, but not recommended to use very lengthy names because typo can be there, and typing mistakes is the most obvious thing which will take place. You cannot use reserved keywords. So what are reserved keywords? We'll see it in the next lecture, but for the time being you just can have one thing in your mind, that reserved keywords are words which has already some predefined meaning inside Java. So some of the examples are boolean, so boolean, assert. So you are not supposed to use these reserved words, so we cannot use them as identifiers in Java. All predefined class names and interface names can be used as identifiers. It means you can use any predefined class, any predefined interface as an identifier in Java. As you can see over here, we have declared string as a variable, that is an identifier for a variable name, which is holding a value 10. It is absolutely fine, but not recommended, because it may create some confusion, because it's a class also and you are declaring it as a it is a very popular class. I would rather say one of the most popular class in Java. So if you are using it, it's okay but not recommended. And over here, as you can see, we are using runnable as an identifier for a variable name, so it is holding a value 10. So while you'll try to get a print of it, it will not throw an error. It will be giving you the 20 as an output, but not recommended. So these all are the things about identifiers. So what's an identifier? Identifier is a name in Java. It can be a name of a class, method, variable or a label name. There are certain rules which we have already seen. Now we'll finally look at some examples. So you have to identify which ones are correct, which ones are not. We'll just have a look at it. So the first one is absolutely fine. Second one has a problem because it is starting with a digit. Third one is also having a problem because it contains one special character called at. That's not recommended. Total number of students, it contains only underscore, so it's absolutely fine. Then underscore and dollar sign, this is also a valid identifier, we'll say. Total hash is not recommended inside an identifier name, so this will throw an error. Int, it's a data type, not recommended as an identifier, but integer, because it's a class, predefined class rather, this is allowed as an identifier name. So this is all about identifier, the very first lesson about language fundamentals in core Java. So just remember about this thing. I'll see you in the next video. The next video would be reserved keywords. Hope you like it, and I don't know how will I do. I've just started. Thank you so much.